Turkey's sky-high inflation rate continues to climb. Prices in the country rose by almost 70% in April, according to new official statistics. The new figure gives Turkey the dubious honor of having the sixth highest inflation rate in the world. It comes as President Recep Tayyip Erdogan continues to insist interest rates be cut to stem inflation, the opposite of what conventional economists recommend. The rising prices are putting further pressure on Turks who are struggling to make ends meet. We asked some people on the streets of Istanbul how inflation is impacting their lives.
Inflation is much higher than 70%. It has even passed 100%. There is an incredible increase. So I don't know. Our end is not good at all. It's a nightmare. Everyone's life is a nightmare. Everyone's worried. What will happen tomorrow? What will we do? Where are we headed? Everyone has that fear.
The situation is breaking us. Having 100 liras to spend used to be a huge amount of money, enough for 2 or 3 days. But now, 100 liras just evaporate in an instant.
I don't see a way out. It seems to me that we are completely sunk. I don't think there's a solution for that.
The prices of many products I buy have increased at least 3 times. Inflation is at 70% now, they say, but we can do the maths. It's way more than 70%. I don't trust the government figures.
For more, I am joined now by my colleague Ekrem Akici. Ekrem, 70% is an unfathomable number for a lot of people. Break us down what this means in practice in people's daily lives.
Well, what it means, as the citizens say, it's a nightmare in Turkey. Basically, this is the official figure which puts Turkey the 6th position in the highest inflation league. And this is the official figure. So there are many experts today in Turkey, analysts and economists, saying that the real life inflation is much higher, especially in the food prices. That obviously is backbreaking for working classes in Turkey. So it is indeed a nightmare.
A lot of economists say that President Erdogan's economic policies, we mentioned it earlier, he insists that interest rates should be cut instead of raised, like most economists would think, to contain this inflation. Do we see any sign that he's starting to break away from that policy now that inflation is rising so much?
Not at the moment, no, because they are invested, the AKP government, President Erdogan himself is invested very heavily on this low-rate policy. So this has started basically towards the end of last year. So the main principle was that lower interest rate, higher foreign currency, lower value for Turkish lira, but it just backfired on Turkish people with high production costs, therefore price hikes. So for the moment, they don't seem to revert back from this.
And politically, what could this mean for President Erdogan? There is an election next year. Obviously, this is an economic crisis for a lot of people. Is it impacting his chances of re-election?
We need to remember what brought Erdogan to power in 2002. That was the massive financial and economic crisis in 2001. So Erdogan came to power, Erdogan's party came to power with the promise of stability and wealth and welfare for this country. And this crisis in 2001 wiped out the entire conventional political system in Turkey. It brought conventional parties below the threshold, and Erdogan managed to come to power as single-party government. So we are sort of facing a historical repetition here. This has remained to be seen in less than a year.
Ekrem Akici, breaking down the economic implications of the inflation surge in Turkey. Thanks so much for joining us.